How much is your current level of procrastination costing you in your life? Have you actually thought about this? I'm sure you do every single day. Like, oh man, I need to do this, or it'd be great if I did X. 1 year passes, 2 year passes, 3 years pass, if you're lucky, things continue to roll downhill, right? You look in the mirror, you don't like the person you see, maybe you're overweight, maybe you have that one habit or two that is just eating you away inside. Really could be as simple as just doing that thing in front of you one day, doing it the next day. Maybe it's going to the gym, maybe it's doing some meditation, maybe it's not eating Cheetos or Doritos or sodas or all the fake bullshit food that they have us eat and have us consume that keeps us sick, keeps us addicted, keeps us in that same self-defeating cycle. Man, just look around. Everybody is sick right now. And what is the solution? Well, it's another pill, right? Go to the doctor, take another pill. But has there ever been, unless you have a broken bone or something crazy like that, is there ever truly a solution? Here, take this. If it's an infection, they could give you antibiotics and it legitimately kills the infection. But beyond that, especially if we're talking about depression or neurological stuff, psychological things, everybody wants to find the quick fix, including myself. That's why I turned to drugs, very hard drugs, Xanax, opiates. I wanted a quick fix to feel better about myself and stop feeling the way I was feeling. The true relief for myself and how I got out of that super dark, super depressing, super just every negative, the lowest base frequency of human emotion, I was there. And if you're watching this video right now, you know what I'm talking about because you're going through it. And I feel like right now, everybody is going through this in some form or another, and we're looking for relief. And the relief comes from it's 11:30 at night and you're scrolling on Instagram, or it's 11:30 at night and you're swiping on Tinder or, a dating app, hoping somebody else will accept us. When really, the truth is we need to go deep and accept ourselves. And how do we do that? My daily rituals are gym. That is a non-negotiable, some sort of physical activity. Gym, yoga, there's a few different things that I do. But that has replaced those negative habits, and it takes time. It takes dedication. But look, I was dedicated to being lazy. I was dedicated to feeling good. I was dedicated to trying to be somebody that I wasn't, or at least really just consumed with what other people think about me, my perception, the perception that I gave the world because I was starved for not self-acceptance, acceptance outside in so I could feel better about myself. And do I not go back to that? I go back to that because that is the default programming from school. Get a good grade, here's your carrot, just take you from kindergarten all the way up to 5th grade, all the way up, and then you go into high school and sit down and fill in the Scantron, then you'll be a good boy, right? And so then I was just looking for outside validation when the true validation comes only from within. And so y'all that are struggling right now, feeling depressed, feeling super lonely, feeling like nobody out there understands, I'm going through this, that you're all alone, I got news for you. We're all going through it. But there's a few select people that decide to be like, and I think it's more and more now, thankfully, that look, this isn't working out for me. The social media, the food, the instant gratification, it's not real. What's real is putting in the work day after day after day. And I know work sounds bad, and I'm not trying to be like, you got to put in the work and grind, but that's 100% true. But putting in the work on ourselves, because that is where I promise you will get the real validation, the real where you feel okay about yourself and know that hey, I'm on a journey. I'm going to the gym. I'm starting this. I'm starting to feel better. And all of a sudden, once you do these things, the physical fog starts to clear up. The mental fog starts to clear up, psychological framework and the knots that you have been tied into from just going in loops. Your thoughts are just going in loops, and you just become this big knot of emotions. And every time that knot starts to come loose, it gets uncomfortable. And what happens? You go default mode back to the porn, or default mode back to the pills or the booze or the relationship. Whatever your exit strategy is, we all have exit strategies and we are taught these coping mechanisms. It's not like it's a new thing, but I do feel, and there's just look around, it's being exploited to a degree that, well, 70% of Americans are obese. Like, it is disturbing. Go to Walmart, right? Go just like, for God's sake, it's insane in there. If you could just imagine what our grandfathers or great grandfathers would think, like, sure, they would be pretty disgusted on the way things have turned around and how we're throwing away this technology and the ability to communicate, because 70% of the sites visited on the internet are porn sites, right? So, I mean, I'm sure that's not a shocker, but it's super disturbing, especially when you realize that children are watching this stuff, people are being exploited, human trafficked, all that. And why is that? Because it's available as this type of coping mechanism when really, man, you get into the gym, you start exercising, start becoming dedicated to your own self-improvement, dedicated to eating real foods, whole foods, meats, vegetables, fruits, yogurts, stuff without artificial sweeteners or high fructose corn syrup. It's really not rocket science, and we make it this huge mystical thing. But the more I started to research and find out about how my body reacted to certain things, that will happen when the more in touch you become with yourself, with your body, with your emotions. And then as you move up that ladder, your emotions, you can start to, when you start to get triggered, become more aware of it. Of course, there's always people in your life that know how to push those buttons and push those triggers and stab you in the side. You can deal with that instead of being like, oh, I would show you and go drink a bunch of whiskey and do stupid stuff and become essentially a monster, wake up the next day, have to apologize to everybody. Hopefully they would talk to me. So it's basically like, you're going to piss me off, so I'm going to drink poison to show, and I'll show you, right? And that's exactly what we're doing. Whether that poison is, the cake that's in the fridge, the pint of ice cream, I'll show you. I'm just going to sit here, eat this, watch Netflix, feel better about myself, order Uber Eats, and that's not working out for you. It didn't work out for me. And there's a simple way out of this. So you can 100% change, and it takes work. Just figure out what kind of work you want to do. Do you want to continue working on just living a loser lifestyle of just being a product? Somebody that consumes the products given to them and becomes a byproduct, I should say, of this culture that we live in, or somebody that's willing to just be like, no, I tried that. That doesn't work. I'm going to work on myself. I'm going to get focused. I'm going to get dedicated. I'm going to get motivated. And I'm going to stay on that path, because one day my timeline is going to expire. And I've realized I've been wasting my time. I had dreams. I had ambitions when I was a kid. I wanted to do all these cool things and go on adventures. That is inherent in every human being, and that's what makes it super special, because we have this sense of adventure and going out and exploring. Men wants to rescue the damsel in distress, and the damsel in distress wants to have this beautiful wedding and this person to come and rescue them, right? It's this cool dynamic about being human and this adventure that we're on. But we've been pacified to the point of that our health is failing, that our mental health, that you can't sleep at night, that you can't stop eating that bullshit or doing the drugs and popping the pills, all that stuff. And all the while your family's sitting around like, what are you doing to yourself? Right? So you're going to have to put in work either way. I have a program that I started, and it is the exact same things that I do, including workouts, diet, meditation, mindset, and community with myself, to help you get out of the mire and the place that you're in. The exact same steps that I not only took, but take every single day, because it's a journey. You just need to start, right? So hit me up if you want to get started. Let's make it happen. And I appreciate you. It's not as bad as you think. You can just take a right. You've just been taking lefts for a very, very long time. And if you're sick of going in circles, hit me up and let's make it happen. Peace.